We're going to be doing sets of 50, 5 different body parts, 1,000 reps. Sets of 5 all the way through. And at the end, an extra 100, which will be the 900 to 1,000 of your choice. So get your water, get ready. We're going to talk about a few other little motivational things as we go. We're going to talk about self-love today and how you need that before you can expect to feel the love of other people. So if you don't like yourself, you can't feel that love or that likeness from anybody around. So get ready. I'm using 15 pounders today. Just keep in mind, we're doing 1,000 reps. Don't be worried about what you start with. If you start with 5 pounds, 2 pounds, water bottles, or if you're just doing the stuff with no weights at all, find something to hold, maybe a pencil, whatever you got. You're going to find that this is going to build incredible endurance, and you're going to be able to shred your body down. I'm 53 years old. Okay, this is the only workout that I do. I used to work out harder with heavier weights, but once you get a little bit older, the joints, you just don't recover like you used to. But this one right here, I don't care what anybody else says. This is what I do. You don't have to do it. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to do anything at all. You can just sit back, eat your donut, and you do nothing and get fat, or maybe even Ozempic. You could try that as well. Or you could try hard work. So we're going to start off with hammer curls. One. Okay, remember we're doing sets of 50, 5 different body parts, 30-second break in between. We're going up to 1,000. Okay, when I talked about self-love, I was talking to somebody the other day, a client of mine, saying, how much they don't like the way their body is, they don't like themselves, but then they wonder why nobody else likes them. And anytime somebody says something to them, tells them they love them or they want to spend time, they think it's a lie. They think people are lying to them. If you do not love who you are, you will never have the love of other people. It just will not happen. You will not allow it in whenever you're living your life day to day. Best way to find self-love is through fitness. Because if you can look in the mirror and you love yourself, then everything else changes, your career, your relationships. But you got to do the work. Next one, overhead press, shoulders. We'll be marking those off as we go. 50 of them. Use whatever weight you want. You'll be doing 1,000, so start lower than what you think. And remember, the biggest thing about self-love is you don't give a shit what other people say or think about you. So if there's a negative comment or something like that, it's better to have negativity, comments and stuff in your life, and people that are paying attention to you in this attention economy, than to not have it. 40. Personally, I like to use negative comments. I actually kind of enjoy them because, so if you want to put something down, go ahead. Because it builds your self-esteem. What does that mean? This might seem crazy, but it allows you to build that filter around you and not allow stuff in. About self-love. Because if you look in the mirror and you don't like what you're seeing, it will transfer into your relationships. It will transfer into your career. The way obviously, if you have any kids, you are the example. And if you're fat and you're lazy and you don't do the things that you need to do, that your kids are watching you. I have 3 kids myself. They watch every single thing you do. My wife and I were the first ones to go to college in our families. I went on to get my doctoral degree. My first one just graduated from law school. Another one's a medical school. And the third one's about to enter vet school. That's because they watched us do it. So you are a role model to your kids. If you smoke, you drink, and you're fat, you're out of shape, and you're lazy, your kids see that. And they see that as the norm. And norm and average is just, it's out of control in this country. Now we're going to do bend over row. With the back, like I said, use whatever weight you want. I said, the misconception is what you put in, you get out. It's not true. Because what you put in, you either get more of or you get less of. For instance, if you put 100% into something, you're not going to get 100% out. You're going to get dividends, 120, 30, 40, 50%. If you put 50% in, you're not going to get 50% out. You're going to get about 10% out. Not only is it going to hurt you physically, but mentally is where it's going to really hurt. So if you want to be able to love yourself and not give a shit what anybody writes in the comments, anything like that, it's all mental. Life is all mental. And I didn't get this overnight. Just remember, 53 years old, 5 back surgeries, 2 fusions, about 12 different surgeries. I've come back so many times. There's nothing that you cannot do if you don't put your mind to it and actually want to do it. I mean, I'm working now. I'm going to get this baby down all the way, but I was wearing a size 37, was 38 pants at one point in time after my surgeries. Now it's like I'm swimming in those, but I'm proud. I'm happy with who I am. If you want to be happy in life, work on being the best, not focusing on happiness, but don't give a shit what anybody says or thinks about you. This is what's killing people today, mental health. They worry about who's posting this and who's saying this and this gossipy bullshit everywhere. F them all. Who cares? The only thing that matters is you and what you think. You know, anybody, that's what you can do to the people. We get down and bench now. They have the screen right. Ugh. I think I need to get the screen down a little bit more. How hard are you working? That's the question. Let's adjust this screen down a little bit more. Like I said, what you put in. Now we're going to talk, well, obviously self-esteem means everything in your life. And a lot of it can come back from your childhood. At some point in time, you have to say, enough is enough. I mean, we all didn't come from the best. You know, I have a mother that is one of the most evil bitches you ever freaking want to see. Ever. Haven't talked to her in about 12 years. Just a nasty ass human being. And we'll talk about this too. If you start doing something in your life, no matter what it is, to better yourself, the people are going to come after you like crazy, even in your family. So if you start getting in shape and other family members are fat, guess what? You think they're going to cheer you on? Hey, good job there, Johnny. You're doing good. Hell no. They're going to do every fucking thing that they can to try to undermine you, to cut you down, to say negative things, to gossip. Enjoy it. They're talking about you. I think that if people are talking about you, you're doing something right. Because who talks about the losers in life? Nobody gives a damn. They don't. So I was on the school board for 4 years, took 2 years off, running again, November election. I come in as the truth person. A lot of people don't like me. Because the people, if you're doing the right thing, that don't like you, they are the ones that know you're doing right, but you're exposing them. You're exposing them. Next one, crunches. And anytime during this, I'm talking too much now, but anytime during this, you need a break, just stop and take a break. You don't have to go as fast as I'm going, or if you want to go faster, go ahead. It's your life. You do what you want. You just got to get the work done. Having so many back surgeries, my legs are my weakest thing because I couldn't do presses, couldn't put any weight on my back, even to this day. I try not to do anything like that, but my wife and I like to walk about 4 to 5 miles every single day. It's that time being together. I put her through this stuff too. Most days she hates me for it, but in the long run, overall, when it comes to health and fitness, I don't know about you, but I want to be around for my kids and those grandkids someday. Yeah, hopefully I didn't lose count there talking. But if you want to get better in life, you got to put the work in. Like I said before, if you weren't listening before, if you put 100% in, you're not going to get 100% out. You're going to get 150. It's like, great analogy. I live in Western PA. Cornfields everywhere. A farmer plants a seed. He doesn't get 1 seed back. He doesn't get 2 seeds back. He gets tens of thousands of seeds back. Same thing. If he went out there and planted 2 seeds, it didn't water, didn't take care of it, didn't do anything, he's not going to get anything back. All that work could be for 0. So just think, if you put 50% effort in, you're not going to get 50% results. You're probably going to get 0 or negative because your mindset, you're going to see yourself as losing and you're going to go in reverse. Okay? What you put in and what you get out are going to be 2 different things. It's going to be a multiplication thing. It's going to be way higher or way lower. Let's get our crunches in. So, one difference with me, there's a lot of differences. I do have high self-esteem of myself because I don't care what other people say or think. Literally do not care. I don't care. enjoy the negative stuff, because that just shows me that people are losers because they're not willing to do it. I've seen negative posts on here on a lot of my stuff. Then I go to check their page. You know how many posts they have? 0. So if you're in life and you find haters coming against you, love it. Love it. Because that is like them cheering. Negative stuff is cheering for you because they are not willing to do it, and you are making them feel bad about themselves. Plain and simple. And also, I think when you're starting an exercise program, this is the key to sticking with it, especially to stick with my stuff. You can't be a nutso like some of these guys. If you want to be at the elite level and you watch these guys, go for it. But if you're 53 years old, you have a family, wife, kids, you can't meal prep all your meals. You can't expect everybody to change because of you. You can't do that stuff. You still have to have a life, which that means, sure, your breakfast, I eat 4 eggs every morning. That's my breakfast in the morning. And since I work from home, college professor, I get freedom of my day. I try to eat good. When dinner time comes around, I eat whatever's being made for the family. I might not eat 2 or 3 platefuls. I'm smart, I use my mind. And then in the evening, I'm not one of these guys that say, cut out everything, don't go drink a 6-pack of beer. But if you want to have a drink in the evening, go ahead and have a drink in the evening. I think sometimes that's even better, because one of the number one killers of people is stress. If you have a drink in the evening, like I said, not crazy, just a simple drink, and it helps you relieve some of that stress, that anxiety, it's going to be a big impact on your life. That's just me. That's me talking. People might think I'm crazy, like this guy's nuts. You can live your life giving up everything cold turkey, or you can ease into it and actually have a life that you enjoy. You know, I think a lot about, if you die tomorrow, you're going to be happy. Are you torturing yourself every single day? I mean, you still got to have a family and enjoy yourself. Let's do some kickbacks. They said you can use any weight that you want. It'll start getting a little rough when we start getting up over 600. One of the things in my coaching that I would like to work with are people that are overweight. Here's the key: the people that are taking Ozempic. If you're one of those people that find yourself in that situation, that you want to lose weight, and you're trying to do it fast, please don't just take the drug. Maybe the drug will work as a miracle, but you've got to change your health habits. So if you are taking Ozempic, meet me here at least 3 days a week, maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Do this workout or on a recording. I would love to hear what your results are after 3, 4, 5 months. As that weight comes off, unfortunately, a lot of times it takes the muscle off as well. Think about where your metabolism comes from. A lot of it comes from the muscle. So when you're killing your muscle, you're killing your metabolism. At some point, you have to go off the drug. If you do, you have nothing there to burn the energy, burn the calories. That's when the fat starts to pound back on. So if you are on one of those weight loss drugs, congratulations. Just do it the right way. Put it in the comments, email me. I'd love to see what your results are through this program right now, because I'm afraid the next health epidemic that's coming is going to be the Ozempic crash, just like the COVID stuff. Now it's going to come into the Ozempic. What's going to be the result for this? In our school, we have our administration. Almost every administrator's on it. You can tell people that are on this stuff, but they're not changing their habits. They're not changing their eating. They're not changing their exercise or their walking, and it is going to rush back as soon as they stop taking it. I love this one. Chest upright rows. Remember, you can use any weight you want. I need a counter just so I can talk. I have a class after this live. I teach career readiness, teaching college students how to get a job, how to put your resume together, your LinkedIn, your cover letter, all those types of things, professional emails. So if you have any questions on that, it's something I teach at the college level, as well as sports management. So I teach, I'm the program coordinator with the sports management program at Florida Gulf Coast University. I also teach for Full Sail University as career readiness. I love teaching, but here's what separates people. Say, what makes you successful? Do you ever go to college in your bachelor's, master's, doctoral degree, whatever one you're in, and the professors have zero experience in what they're doing? They got their bachelor's, their master's, their PhD, and they went right into teaching. No real world experience. I went out there, had some huge ups and downs in the business world, 25 years as a business owner, indoor sports complexes, pizza outlets, retail. I did all those things. I took a beating. And then I decided I was getting my bachelor's and my master's during that time, always working, always in school. Sold my one business, went back on my doctoral degree. I said, hey, let's teach people these types of things. Throw the effing textbook away and learn from the real world experience. And that's what I'd like to do for my students. Every one of them this year will have a job offer in my sports program before they even graduate. That's my goal, to help these students out. And the best way to do it is through your personal skills, interpersonal skills, soft skills, being able to talk to each other. I wrote a book on that, becoming employable. We're gonna get down, we're gonna do our flies with the bench. Hopefully you can see me on the floor here. I think I need to move the camera back some. Like I said, don't ever worry about what other people say or think about you. It's like a disease these days. You worry more about what other people say and think than what you think of yourself. Go look in the mirror. Look in your own eyes. Find that self-love. You gotta learn to love yourself before you can ever expect others to love you. Even if they do love you, you'll never accept it truly. So, do you love yourself? That's the key. Do you love yourself? You know what one thing people are going to tell you? You're so arrogant. You got such an ego. All you care about is you. Well, you're damn right. Because if you don't care about you, how are you going to be able to care about anybody else? If you're not the most important person in your life, how can you expect to make anybody else important? You got to teach, when kids are little, we try to teach them all this self-esteem and you're special in this. Then whenever you get older, everybody wants to fucking tear you down. That's all they want to do is tear you down. It's like a game. It's a game for some of these damn people. How can I tear this person down? Because they don't want to build their building, so all they want to do is wreck everybody else's. Oh my God. I have a mother that's she's like a machine, a human wrecking ball. Wants to wreck everything for everybody. Let's get some flutter kicks in. Hopefully this is down low enough you can actually see. Not that I'm the freaking, I don't care if you think I'm the greatest or not. Go fuck yourself. Let's get our abs in here. I guess as a coach, I'm going to start getting into this, trying to help people. Number one thing is trying to teach people how not to give a shit about what other people think. I've been working with my wife for 30 years on this, and it's an ongoing daily process. I'd say one of the biggest mental health challenges we have is that we try to get all of our validation externally instead of internally. And the problem is that a lot of times the external validation is not there. So we put our self-esteem in the hands. Imagine putting your self-esteem in the hands of some of these assholes out there. You can only feel good let's get this thing back up here. Imagine only being able to feel good if other people tell you you're good. Nobody wants you to be better than them. They're gonna wreck you down. There are very few people. I love to see people succeed because there's not one person that does better than me that I don't praise them and cheer for them, because I know that is helping me achieve that level. If you are denigrating people that are doing better than you, that are trying different things, even if they fail, then you are bringing that and directing that energy right to yourself. You cannot be a super success if you degrade other people. Let's get some calf raises. Like I said, if you get negative comments, that means people are actually thinking about you. And if they were giving you negative, you're not going to find a successful person that's going to give you negative comments. It's just not, they're not going to. First of all, they're not going to waste their time. And they know this rule, that what you put out, you get back. And if you put out negativity, you're going to get it back. Not only going to get it back at the same level, it's going to be multiplied coming back to you. But if you put out positivity, that's going to come back to you megafold as well. So think about what you're putting out. These negative assholes out there that are always putting this negativity out there, they don't realize that they're creating their own life. They're creating their own reality of disaster. So the more they put you down, if the gap's this much, every time they say something negative, the gap starts to grow. Every single time. They're doing it to themselves. Every single time. So we just got done with 600 reps. We start over, we go arms, shoulders, back, chest, abs, legs. We got another row to do right here. Curls, flies, down in front, we'll be doing those. And then at the end for the last 100, you pick whatever body part that you want to work on. I like to work on my arms a little bit extra. So we're going to, the last one, we're going to do curls and overhead extensions. But we're going to start now with the arms again, with the curls. So that was 600 so far. So if you have to drop the weight down. Just do it. You just got to do it. You'll feel so much better. Maybe not physically right after this, you're going to feel tired and sore maybe. But just to know that you did something that nobody else is up doing. I'd love to hear from you too. My email is drmichaelbaptiste@gmail. Email me your thoughts. Email me your negative thoughts so I can have a little bit of positivity today. Reading it. I'll post it on the wall too. So if you want to call me names, make some negative comments, love it. Love it. You know, maybe I'm crazy. You gotta love who you are. If you can't love who you are, oh my gosh, I feel sorry for you. You can make yourself into that. You can also make yourself into a sorry loser. It's up to you. Remember, there's only one person that can change your life, and that's the person you look at in the mirror every morning. And if you don't like that person, make the change. I believe if you can dream it, you can believe it, you can do it. There is no one set truth. We create our own reality. Because of our insights, we are always looking at things differently. Two people could see the exact same event, and they're going to tell that story different through their own lens. So, what is success? What is failure? That's based upon how you see life. I like to see every time something seems to be going bad, I don't know how it happens, but because it's a focus, every time something seems to go wrong, something amazing happens. I used to always get so anxiety about it that you could connect the dots backwards. Once you get super positive, you can almost connect the dots forward because you're like, uh-oh, something's going to happen here. I just know it. My wife says, you're the luckiest son of a bitch I've ever seen in my life. It's not about luck. It's not about luck. It's about taking action. It's about being involved. It's about building a network. It's about doing things. And if you can take care of your fitness first, oh my God, if you've never felt fit, okay, then you don't know what life's about. That's from my perspective. Because when I had it got out to here and I was hurting and sick all the time, I felt terrible. Even though I was making good money at my job and I was doing well in my relationship, I had 3 kids, I just felt like shit about myself. But then as soon as I started getting fit, it doesn't take a long time either. It just takes consistency. It's a new way of life. You have to make it a way of life. Whew. Okay, here we go. Shoulder flies. This one here starts to really burn. Like I said, if you have to go lower weights or no weights, do that. Just do it. So if you need to take a break, if you need to like stop for a second, regain a little bit, then start up, do that. Do as many as you can. This one starts to really burn. It even gets me. This one brings out the veins, man. That one. Oh my God, that one starts to really freaking get you there. But I've learned, and this sounds sadistic, if things were easy, everybody would do it. We all know that. So why not pick out the hardest things you could possibly do in life? Because guess what? It's not going to be very crowded there. You're going to have a lot easier shot. So I told my kids this, like, don't even worry about this freaking history and studies and all these things. Find out the 3 hardest professions possible. Lawyer, doctor, vet. Find those, because that's where the money's at. Money's in law and the money's there. Why waste your time with anything else? That's my opinion. That's my advice to them. Now, there's a big difference between, understand this too. You got your opinions and you got your advice. Aunt Sally and Uncle Jack, my God, they have opinions out their ass. They can tell you every single day, do this, do that, do this. They don't know shit about shit. Find somebody who was where you're at now and somebody who's where you want to be. That's what I hope to be able to do for some people. Because if you are fat, out of shape, that's the reality of it. Let's not pound that down anymore. Let's just say, okay, I'm there. What am I going to do to get better? Okay? Find somebody who is where you want to be. If you want to be fit, find somebody who's fit. Talk to them. I'm telling you, anybody who is winning in this world would love to talk to you and tell you about it. They might tell you all their individual, tricks and secrets. It's like nobody's going to share their favorite fishing hole with you or their hunting spot. But they're going to tell you about their journey because they're proud of it. Chest together. If your chest is one of your stronger parts, usually I keep a heavier set of weights for my chest, but not today. I want everybody to see this. And typically I could use 20 pounders instead of 15. Before everybody says, oh, doing that many reps is bad for you. You're not going to be able to build muscle. You're not going to be able to do anything. Well, you know what? Tell those same people, which says this in the research, you do 1,000 reps. And I'm not telling you to use your bait if you are fit, using 2 pounders, 5 pounders. Pound out the 20 pounders, 25, 30 pounds. Go through this workout with a 30-pound weight, okay? 30 pounds. You might be able to curl. Oh, look how easy this is. I'm telling you what, by the time you get to 600, you are going to be struggling. And if you're super tough, go to 35. But I don't believe you can actually do it. I don't know if you could do it at 30 pounds going through this whole workout. The cardio, the fat burning, the muscle tone, and if you're in your 20s, this might be a good jump start, almost like a challenge. But if you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, your joints, like I used to be able to, I could put up 310 benching when I was in my 20s. Now, if I put 225 on that bar and try to do something, my shoulder, the arthritis in my shoulders would absolutely crush me. I'd be taking a leave all day long, okay? I've learned that. You have to adapt. You have to adjust. You have to execute. You have to be able to change some things. Obviously, we're getting older. That doesn't mean quit. That means just adapt and do something a little differently. We're going to rush and twist. Then we're going to split 25 and 25 with squats and calf raises. Rush and twist. I do it without weights right now, but you can do it with your weight holding. If you just stop halfway through, stop halfway through. No shame in taking a break. That one's a killer. We'll say everybody has a different body type. I've always had one of those body types. I think it's lower metabolism. I can put muscle on really easily, but I could also put fat on really easily. So just over the Labor Day weekend, maybe eating or drinking a little more than what I should, I could feel it. But I'm committed for the next 6 weeks, right here too, to just completely just got this off here. And the thing is, especially if you're a guy, it's so much easier. The thing is, this is my opinion. This is what I've found, especially for me versus my wife, other women. Guys, they can put it on really fast. You eat some chicken wings and beer and this and that, and in one weekend you can wreck yourself. It comes on really fast, but also it can come off really, really fast as well. So one hard week of work, I can take it all off. Now a woman, on the other hand, it seems like it goes on very slowly, but my God, it's like a chisel in a, you can't, it comes off. It's very disheartening for a woman working out because they don't see the results fast, and especially if a man you're working out with them and they see the results super fast, it can be pretty discouraging. But nothing starts without the work. And like I said, if you are taking that Ozempic, we're gonna do our squats and thing. If you are doing that Ozempic, I'd love to see the results and some feedback on doing this workout program in conjunction with that. I'm not going to judge you. I don't want you to see you on that the rest of your life. But if that's what it's going to take to get you going, then that's what it's going to take. So we're doing 25 of those, 25 calf raises. Basically, do what you can do. And ultimately, who do you listen to ultimately? You have to look in the mirror. That's who you have to listen to. Like I said, you can take advice and opinions from everybody, but you gotta listen to yourself. So my main thing is to try to teach people. If we could take our first step and just doing the middle finger to the rest of the world on what they think, because what they think doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. Keep that in mind. It does not matter what other people think at all. At all. You're wasting your time if you're worried about what other people think about you. Give the middle finger to the whole world. If you can do that, you're going to be 90% ahead of everybody else. Because everybody in this culture right now worries about what somebody's putting online, what somebody's texting, what somebody's talking, and the gossip and this and that. F them all. You know how many lives you have to live? One. And you're gonna let everybody else control that life when they can't even control their own life? And the only reason they're talking about you is because their lives suck. Absolutely suck. That's the only reason anybody would talk about you, because their life sucks. We're down to the last 100 here. I always like to do, you can choose the last 100, 2 sets of 50. I like to work on my arms. So we're gonna do 50 of each arm here. I'd say to me, the best indicator way to mark your fat loss, you can take pictures, but it's really how your clothes fit. That's how I've determined it. Especially even for women, the scale doesn't mean much to me. Because I like to drink a gallon of water every day, so my weight can fluctuate poundage all day long. I just worry, do your shorts fit? I had to go get a new belt yesterday because my old one was I was like 8 freaking straps up from before. I don't like to buy new stuff. I mean, even though I have I teach college. I do it from home, so I don't have to get dressed up. If anything, I have to put a shirt on. But look at your belt buckle. To me, that's the key right there. Your belt buckle is, and when that thing starts to go down, that's when you start to get excited. I have a belt. Maybe I'll grab it here and show you. When I finish this. So I wanted to show you, for those of you that are watching the recording, that's 50. This was my belt. This is just over the last 6 months. That's what this workout will do for you. I was at this one right here, and here. You can see I was at my last one, and that didn't even fit. So I'm about right here on my new belt. But that right there, you can see the marks on that belt. That's what 6 months of hard work can do for you. You know? At one point, after my surgery, that's where my belt was. Right there. That's a disgusting slob mess 6 months ago. That belt's out of here. Last 50, we're gonna break this up. 2, 3, 4. Switch over. 2. And the last 25 hammers. 1, 2. Come on, burn this baby out. 3. That's it. So that's it for the workout, but you still got to get your steps in. I use Step Up on my phone. I have a treadmill for the wintertime. You want to make sure you're getting at least 20,000 steps a day. 20,000. Okay? Ease into this. 20,000 steps a day, 1,000 reps, 5 times a week. If you can only do it 3 times, I'm going to be on here every single morning, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. If not, it'll be recorded in my thing. Just try it. All I ask you to do is try it. Email me, dr.michaelbaptiste@gmail.com, and let me know. This is something that's completely different than what you may be seeing across the internet. I don't give a shit. It works for me, so that's what I'm showing you. You know, if you want to go out and try to find all the different research on it and find out what this person's saying, this person's saying, if you don't think you can build muscle on this, like I said, I'm 53 years old. I'm not that big. I'm not that jacked. But I'll tell you what, even when I wear my shirt and I go out and do things, I feel confident as hell. I feel absolutely amazed. I feel amazing all the time. And it shows because it attracts people to you. You just walk with that certain energy, vibration, frequency when you feel good about yourself. You ever been around somebody and you're like, wow, that makes me feel good to be around them. Other people you're around, it's like, oh, it's repelling. How many good fit individuals have you ever been around when you're just like, oh, it repels me? Not too many. But people that don't feel good about themselves, man, you can tell when people don't feel good about themselves. You just want to get away from them. So until tomorrow, I'll talk to you then.